The next topic we are going to look at is 3D shapes. You're going to spend a couple of lessons doing a few different tasks to do with this. If you can put the title of 3D shapes in your book along with the date. There's no necessary level to this because it depends on what bit that you are doing as to what level it will be assigned. The first task I would like to go through is describing the properties of 3D shapes. If you can do a very quick sketch of a cone in your exercise book. If you're not sure how, using your pencil and ruler you will need to draw an upside down V shape like so, where the two lines are of roughly equal length. If you then do a nice smooth curve below to form a cone. Now, the three properties that we need to discuss are as follows. Vertices are basically the pointy part of any shape. So in this instance, if you imagine a real life cone, so this could be maybe an ice cream cone or something like that, there's only one pointy part on the shape. This smooth edge would not be classified as a pointy part. That is going to be something we'll look at in a minute. So vertices, there is just one. Now, when there is only one of them, vertices is actually the plural. So this would be known as a vertex. The parts where two sections join together, these are known as edges. So in other words, how many lines are used to join the bits together. Although it looks like there's two here, they are in fact representing the smooth curve going round the cone. So the only edge that is on this shape is the part that joins together this smooth section going round the cone and the circle at the bottom. So we would say there is one edge. These flat sections, along with the curved sections, are basically the large bits that join together to form the shape. They are known as faces. So here we have got two faces on a cone. The circular part at the bottom and the smooth continuous face that goes all the way around the cone. What I would like you to do now is in your exercise book repeat the exact same process. But what I would like you to do in each instance is draw a diagram of the following shapes and write down how many vertices, edges and faces each shape has. So the shapes that I'm interested in are as follows. They are a sphere. So this is going to be a perfectly round spherical object. So it could be like a ball, like a pool ball or a snooker ball. Best way of drawing that, preferably with a round object, I'm going to do these freehand to do this quickly, is something that looks like that. To give it a slight 3D element, best thing you can do, a small section going round, if you imagine a Pokeball, or the equator on the Earth. The other shapes I want you to look at are cylinders. So again, if you're not sure how to draw a cylinder, the best thing you can do is a small oval shape. This is going to be the top of our cylinder, with a pencil and ruler and two equal length straight lines going down, and then mirroring exactly, or just copying exactly this curve here, do a curve down at the bottom there. Obviously you're going to have a little bit more time to make these look quite neat. I'd also like you to do a cuboid. Now a cuboid is made up of rectangular faces, so this is going to look something like this. Best way I can explain to draw this is if you were to draw yourself a little rectangle, like so, and then draw an identical sized rectangle that just overlaps above and to the right. if you join together each of the relevant corners, we form a cuboid. So that could be something like a box, a table. And the next one that I want to draw would be a cube. Very similar to a cuboid, however, instead of having rectangular faces, a cube is more specific. It must be made of square faces. So here, we draw a square at the front this time, and then an identical sized square that overlaps, like so. And then we join together the 4 sections. So your first task is for you to have a little look and see if you can come up with these. The only other shape that I want you to do, which I'm not going to draw here because I'm going to get you to research this, is I would like you to look for the 2 types of pyramid. So they can be square based or triangular based. So the first task shouldn't take you too long. All I want you to do is draw these shapes out into your book as neat as you can and try and work out the number of vertices, edges and faces. When you've done that, the next task is going to take the next couple of lessons. So it's the rest of this lesson and next lesson. What I'd like you to do is to log onto the computers, working individually unless there aren't enough computers that are working, then you can pair up. And I would like you to create a PowerPoint. On that PowerPoint, what I would like are the following pieces of information. I would like the name of all of the 3D shapes that we have just been working with. I would like a diagram of that shape. This you can find off the internet if you wish. I would like to know the properties of the shape. So that's the vertices, the edges and the faces. I want to know how many of each there are. And then I would like to know some real life objects that look like that. So for instance, I have already mentioned for the cone, it could be an ice cream cone, or maybe a cone for traffic in the street. For a sphere, it could be a pool ball or a snooker ball. I would like you to try and come up with as many different ones as you possibly can, but instead of writing them, I would like pictures of them. So these are real objects, things that you would see in everyday life. I don't want just diagrams, I want actual real life objects. I want it to look neat, I want it to look well presented, and I want as much information as you possibly can on the slides. You need at least 1 slide per shape. So just to remind you, the shapes again that I want are sphere, cylinder, cube, cuboid, cone, and then pyramids. There are 2 types of pyramid that I would like you to look at, square based and triangular based. Good luck.